Hi, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Alec.
and this is Sarah Offstage, where we talk about theater, events, and experiences in Southern California and beyond. We recently got to go to the OC Fair in Costa Mesa for the very first time.
This is your first time at the OC Fair. Have you been to any other kind of fairs before?
Yes, but they were when I was a lot younger. So, I had family in Pennsylvania, so I've been to a couple county fairs there. I think I may have gone to the Alameda County Fair at one point in my life. Never to the OC Fair, never to the LA Fair or anything in Southern California.
No, I'm in the same. I'm in the same boat. I don't remember exactly which fair it was, but it was when I was younger. It may have been up in the Sacramento area, because I'm originally from up in that Bay Area. It's been my first fair since then.
I feel like there are some similarities between the county fair and going to a beach boardwalk a little bit. There are similar foods and rides and things like that. So I've been to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk a lot, and I've been to Coney Island before. So similar vibes, but this is, obviously got more going on to it.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. There was just rides, different miscellaneous concert stages, the vegetable exhibition, the animals, the long shopping areas.
Yeah, I feel like the competitions are pretty much what makes it unique compared to boardwalk situations, because there are people competing in all different categories for photography, textiles, table placements, growing vegetables and fruit, live animals showing. So I feel like the competition is what makes it stand out from just a regular beach boardwalk, but I feel like it's pretty, I would say, overall standard fare for a county fair. I don't think you're gonna find anything particularly unique at this one, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun if this is something you're into.
Yeah, if this is your thing, I feel like it's a good experience. It's a big space.
Yeah, it's nice that a lot of it is paved and has easily accessible walkways. I feel that the walkways were pretty large, which I appreciated because there are a lot of people there, and the later in the day it gets, since it gets cooler out, more people start to come out. And I feel like by the time we were leaving around 10 something p.m., there were way more people than when we went into the concert at 7ish. They have certain tickets for concerts that you can purchase that come with a full day's admission to the fair. So your concert may not start until 7 or 8 p.m., but you have access to the fair from the fair's opening time for the day. So you can scan your ticket at any point, and get into the fair and just hang out until your concert, which I would recommend since it seems like in the evening it gets busier, so you're going to be less likely to find a good parking spot if you come later in the evening. There's a lot of cool things to check out in the meantime, I think. The concert ticket with the admission included was only a little bit more expensive in my case than just getting admission to the fair. And we saw Start Making Sense, which is a Talking Heads tribute band. And I had wanted to see them anyway, so, paying $5-6 more didn't feel like much to me for an experience I already wanted to have, so it worked out in that case. The Taste of the OC Fair is a promotion that they have, which allows you to get certain food items from certain stalls for $5 before 5 p.m. So if you are going to be there and plan to eat anything, or you're bringing family and know that food can get kind of expensive at fairs, I would recommend coming before 5 p.m., just taking advantage of that and picking up what you want to get early and eating ahead of time, or getting the items that you want before 5 p.m. and then eating them after 5 p.m. Each stall that participates you can find online. They have a list of the stalls and what item they have available. It's usually just one item. And they also have signs at the stalls that tell you what item is the promotional item. So we ate exclusively $5 items
Yeah.
while we were there. And I think it worked out. They actually had like a surprisingly good variety, in my opinion, of things on offer for the $5 promotion. And I feel like we saved money in the long run by using the $5 promotion.
Yeah.
We were in a group of three, so I feel like we didn't spend too much overall on our food.
No, and the portions are surprisingly big. We got a small cheese fry that was still like a normal like size cheese fry. I don't know what the normal size looks like, but the small was pretty big.
It was big. I couldn't finish it. We got two of the small cheese fries. I got a small slice of pickle pizza, which I wanted to try because it sounded weird, and sometimes I like to try weird foods. It was surprisingly good. It doesn't sound like as gross as it might sound. Like, when I thought pickle pizza, I was thinking like with red sauce, which I think would have been kind of gross, giving like hamburger vibes. But it was actually like a white sauce pizza with pickles and like dill. And it was actually like pretty good. It's definitely on the saltier side, but I thought it was really good. It's not a huge piece, but I thought it was fairly filling for being a small slice.
I got a sausage from one of the stalls. I think it was like a quarter-pound sausage. It was about like that big, and they loaded it up with grilled onions if you want. They had all the condiments there that you could just also put right on top. And once again, $5, great value for that.
Yeah, they also had 12-ounce lemonades available. Our group, we each got a little dirty soda from a stall. So I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be like Coke or Pepsi, like one flavor only, basically. But they had like a whole list of different flavors to choose from. That was really fun to try. I thought they tasted good. Obviously, it's fair food, so it's not going to be particularly healthy. It's pretty sugary, but I thought it was good.
The soda you got, was it called the Cherry Bomber?
Yeah, I got Pepsi Zero, and then it has obviously the half and half in it because it's a dirty soda, and then I had cherry syrup and vanilla syrup.
I got the one called Peachy Pop. It also was a Pepsi that had vanilla and peach in it in addition to the cream. And it was balanced really well. Like the peach wasn't too overpowering. It just kind of blended into the drink, and it was very good.
And our friend got one called Fair Lovers Fun that was like English toffee and vanilla flavored with, I think, Dr. Pepper. But there were way more flavors. There's a lot to choose from just from that stall. And I want to highlight the worker at that station was really nice when I stopped by and was willing to like talk all the options through with me as well. So shout out to them. They were super cool. We also got a little mini funnel cake that was like this big, I would say. Like, it was a small funnel cake, but I feel like it was like the perfect size for the three of us to split.
That one I did see what the normal size looked like, and it was big.
It's like a full plate, right?
Full like paper plate size funnel cake with all the whipped cream and stuff on top of it. It was it was big. The $5 one, perfect.
Yeah. So if you have a small group, you could probably just split that one unless you have like a big group who wants to eat like one with fruit or something like that. It was just a plain one with powdered sugar. And I also got a little like 3-ounce-ish cup of Dippin' Dots. I hadn't had Dippin' Dots since I was a little kid, and it was hot, so I wanted to get it. The banana split flavor is the best.
It really is.
Yeah. There are a lot of like places that you can see entertainment. There's several like amphitheaters, like locations for concerts. Some of them I believe are ticketed, like the Pacific Amphitheater and the Hangar, and some of them are not. I will say for the Hangar, though we were in the ticketed section, if you want to stand at the barricade right outside the Hangar, I saw a lot of people doing that who were just general admission people who can enjoy the show from outside. But if you want a chair, if you want to be in the cool air inside the Hangar, then I would recommend just picking your favorite tribute band that's playing and getting the concert ticket, because then you'll get the general admission included. But there's a lot of different things you can do. They have a whole hall of like shopping, home show type stuff. They have like places you can purchase hot tubs and other things for your house. A lot of stuff that you'd see at like swap meets or other fairs.
A surprising number of hot tubs.
Yeah.
A lot of hot tubs.
A lot of hot tubs, and it seems like they were selling hot tubs, so like good for them.
There was always people checking out the hot tubs.
Yeah, I don't have room for a hot tub. But yeah, nothing particularly stood out to me. It's a lot of like cheap little souvenirs and things like that. If that's something that you're interested in checking out. A lot of different food options, as we highlighted. It can get pretty expensive if you're not using the $5 deal. I think a lot of items were about $20 to $25. So keep that in mind, especially if you're coming with like family, that everything for a family is going to start to add up, I think.
Yeah.
Same with rides. We didn't do rides, but they do go by like a ticket system. So each like ride costs a certain amount of tickets. I don't know offhand how much each ticket costs, but that's something to consider if you want to do some of the bigger, more like thrilling rides. They're probably going to cost more tickets, whereas I think probably the kiddie rides are going to be a little bit more affordable. I do know that they have on offer certain days, I believe you can get like a wristband that's like unlimited tickets, so unlimited rides, especially if you're coming with fans of carnival rides or with kids who you know are going to want to go on a bunch of rides. It probably will be more cost effective, I would have to assume, just to get the wristband, so that way they can just go on as much as they want.
The only thing that I saw a price for that I remember is just the like people mover that you could just bring you from one side to the other. That was 6 tickets.
Yeah, 6 tickets. That's the sky lift kind of one. I don't even know if that's both ways or just one way. I think that would have been fun to do. I usually like those kinds of rides, but it was already adding up. So decided to pass on rides this time. But a lot of people were doing carnival games and stuff as well. We saw a lot of like cute stuffed animals, a lot of like Pokemon.
They were big too.
Really big Pokemon.
Giant ones.
So if you're looking for a giant Squirtle or Charmander, you might be able to find what you're looking for if you want to play the carnival games. They also had exhibition halls. I didn't have time to, but I was interested in checking out the textile hall. I believe they have photography, textiles, table placements that are for competition. You can see who won ribbons for their work. It's definitely fun to check that out because you get to see like what your community has been submitting and what they've been working on like all year to submit, which is really cool. We checked out the fruit and vegetable competitions and also the live animals area. They have like Centennial Farm, I believe it's called, is the area of the fairgrounds where they have all of this set up. You can walk through and you can see both youth and adult competitions for fruit and vegetables. That was really fun to see. There are some massive avocados. I've never seen avocados that big, like the size of this turtle.
It was a huge avocado.
Props to whoever grew avocados that big.
There was also a category which I liked for the weirdest vegetable. Like it was like the weirdest looking tomato or the weirdest looking eggplant, and some of them were pretty weird. To win for like a really weird kind of deformed thing is kind of cool and fun.
Yeah, it was fun to see all the shapes the tomatoes could grow in. And then right next to it was the live animals. Sheep, goats, pigs, rabbits, and a lot of them you're able to pet if you'd like to. Obviously, you just be careful and be nice, and they have a station for you to wash your hands when you're done petting them, but it seemed like they like to be pet. It was really cute.
We were also there at a time where only a few days ago, I think about 3 days ago, a new litter of pigs was born. So there was these little tiny piglets in one of the pens, and they were so small, so cute.
Really cute. Definitely worth seeing if you like animals. There were like little goats as well. One sleeping in his trough, one asleep on his hay bale. Really, really cute. That was a popular area. It might have just been when we were there, but it was really popular and there was a lot of people there trying to get a view. I'd definitely recommend it if your kids like animals. I think that would be a great choice of something to do. It doesn't cost anything extra to go look at them, and they might be able to pet a sheep, so that's fun. They also had all Alaskan pig racing.
Oh, yes.
We didn't go in the venue to see it, but we saw it on a video screen they had outside for those who wanted to like see what was going on inside. They have these cute little pigs that will all line up and they'll do a little race. And it seemed like everyone was having a really good time. I think they
Yeah.
give you a pig to cheer for. But it's really cute. They jump over a hurdle. It seems like the pigs enjoy it a lot. They're having a good time. So that's good.
Yeah, the course isn't very long, so they're not like out running in the heat. They just do like a lap and then they're done.
Yeah. And it seems like they do this a few times during the day as well. So I'm sure online you can find a schedule depending on what day you're going in order to see when they're going to have their little race if you want to attend. There's also some entertainment that is like roaming. We saw a group of performers that were on stilts and they were walking around different areas. So you may be able to catch different entertainment groups going through the fairgrounds. They had like a little pirate boat that they were like sailing around. And then they stopped and we saw them do jump rope on stilts. So that was pretty crazy. That seems like something that I would never be able to do. I'm not even good at jump roping normally, let alone on stilts. So there's a lot of fun things like that. I believe there's like a magic show that's like geared toward being family friendly at different times during the day. Yeah, I think that overall, the fair is something that I would highly recommend to people with kids or with young families who would really enjoy the rides and the shows and things like that. It's just keep mindful of your budget, I would say, utilizing the Taste of OC Fair promotion for food and stuff like that is really going to help cut down costs. The parking was $15. You could pay with cash or card. I would recommend getting there earlier in the day if you want a fairly close parking spot, as it seems like it got a lot busier as the sun was going down.
Yeah, we got there around like 2:30, and we went to lot 3. It's on the very far side, so if you skip all the other lots, which seems counterintuitive, and go to lot 3, it's right next to Green Gate, and you'll probably find a spot closer to the entrance.
So we saw a concert at the hangar. Obviously, we went to see Start Making Sense, which is a Talking Heads tribute band. I was excited to see them on the roster because I was already aware of them. For anyone who knows me, they know that I'm a huge Talking Heads fan. Like a really big Talking Heads fan. But I was excited to see Start Making Sense, and they were really great. I was very impressed by their performance. There was a good showing of people in the paid seats. Usually when we see Talking Heads related stuff, we're usually some of the youngest people in the audience, which I would say mostly held true for this as well. But it was a great audience. Everyone was having a great time. Shout out to the one guy a few rows ahead of me who was like dancing the entire time. Like, so much respect. Like, I was dancing in my seat a bit. I always want to dance because their music just makes me want to dance. But then seeing him just have a great time and dancing through the whole concert made me want to get up and dance. And so we did get up and dance the rest of the show.
He was into it. Like, it wasn't just kind of like sway back and forth. He was in it. He was waving his hands around, spinning around.
Yeah, that's a true fan right there. And 100% respect it. Love to see it. I need that energy at more shows, like, for real.
I feel like there hit a point where, like, most people kind of then got into it and stayed standing most of the time.
He did have the big suit. He had the big suit. He had the glasses for once in a lifetime. If you know, you know. They did some lighting techniques that were similar to Stop Making Sense, where they light them from, like, below. It was great. It was great. If you're a fan of Talking Heads, then I would recommend seeing Start Making Sense if they're in an area near you. But there were a lot of other tribute bands on the roster, so if they're anything as good as Start Making Sense, then I would say if there's a band you're a fan of, especially like an older band, then it might be just worth checking out to see if they have a tribute band playing for that band because they were really great. So
I got this sticker from someone that was just hanging out outside the gate and giving out free stickers.
there's
Shout
a
out.
really, really nice girl with bright red hair giving everyone Hello Kitty stickers, and she was literally so sweet. Thank you. You're not going to see this, but thank you for the sticker.
So you're allowed to bring in water bottles as long as they're empty once you enter, and they have like filling stations that you can then refill the water bottle at. Completely free, you just walk up and do it. We only found one. I don't know if there's more than one. I hope there's more than one. But the one water station that we found was right at the beginning, basically, of the green entrance. And that means you got to go all the way back and then go all the way back to where you were. It felt like they were trying to hide it. There's like no signage. It's just under like a white tent in between other stalls, and you just see the little nozzles that you can use to fill it. If I didn't spot it once we first entered, I don't know if we ever would have found it.
Yeah, and also it wasn't like marked particularly well. Like it's a water station. If you've been to any event and you've seen like a water station, you would recognize it. But I think I only would have recognized it because I've already seen bigger water stations at other events I've been to. But yeah, I mean, it's great to have water stations. I would recommend having more if that was the only one that they had. I'm not sure. But that was the only water station that I saw.
Yeah, we had to backtrack there like 3 or 4 times just to keep refilling the water, which is great because you don't have to then pay for water. Cool. Just have more of them, please.
Yeah. We also went to this exhibit that they had there that I'd highly recommend called Rewind. You go into this space that's air conditioned, thank God. And there's all kinds of old movie posters on the walls. There are little sets decorated from older movies like Titanic, Gremlins. They had Austin Powers. They had Nosferatu. And they're all like set up so that you can do little photo ops and pose with them. I thought it was really fun. I'm a big movie buff, especially older movies, so we had some fun taking pictures at a couple of them. Shout out our Instagram if you want to see some of our silly photos. But I thought that was a lot of fun.
It was, and they were spaced out enough that like you don't just have all of the photo spots like in one spot, so like people are gathered around there. You kind of can hit them up as you're going around the kind of exhibit.
They also had some people there live painting really large canvases of vintage movie posters. Like they had the Mummy and things like that, the creature from the Black Lagoon. But it was really cool to stop and see them painting the posters live. That was really cool. I'd like to see what the finished product of those looks like. Maybe they'll post it, and they might be making progress as the fair continues on. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention that is kind of funny / weird is there's a lot of AI signs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel as though it's really bizarre, particularly to see so many AI signs for, like, food products. Because that's not what the product looks like, but also, you could just take a picture of your product. It felt really strange to me to see like so much AI usage for like food product photos. There were other signs that were AI as well, which I'm not a fan of AI, so I didn't really like seeing, but I just found it was like particularly strange for food because, you know, I would think that you want to give an accurate depiction of the product you're serving, but some of them were very clearly AI, so I hope that no one gets fooled by those pictures when they're looking for like a snack or something.
I'd seen stuff online at different cons and stuff from other people saying, like, reporting the increase of just AI signs and banners that different people are using, and to see it in person was really bizarre because you can tell instantly. It always looks a certain way.
Yeah, most of them weren't even like good AI. They were like very, very clearly AI. So, again, hopefully no one gets fooled by that. Just if you are someone who may struggle sometimes to differentiate AI images from real images, take a closer look, especially if you're getting something to eat, something to drink. Just don't let yourself be fooled by any images that are not accurate to the product you're getting. There are a lot of different activities you can do. There's a little train that goes around certain areas. There's like a butterfly garden, I believe. But just keep in mind, a lot of these experiences are pay up, so it's an additional ticket cost on top of the general admission. So if you are going to the fair, keep in mind there are a lot of activities that won't be included in the admission price. So maybe bring some cash with you if you're expecting to want to do those activities. Would you recommend going to the OC Fair?
I'd say so. I think there's enough to do for a lot of different types of people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm giving it kind of like a middle to thumbs up. It depends on you, I think, and your family. I had a good time. I think it's just fun to walk around places, to be honest. So I liked just walking around. I liked going to the concert a lot. And I was happy with the food that I got and what I spent on the food I got. Obviously, we didn't do things like rides or other like pay up experiences. But there is a lot you can do with just a general admission ticket. Like seeing the animals and things like that, I thought was a lot of fun and would be good for families or children to do. So if you have kids, I would say I would probably recommend this if it's in your budget. If you're adults just wandering around, if you're going to go see a concert, I'd recommend it. Depends on you and what you like to do. If you liked watching this review today, give us a like or a subscription here on YouTube. We also post pictures and videos of what we're up to on Instagram at Sarah, Sara Offstage. Please give us a like over there, give us a follow. It would mean a lot, and we hope that you'll watch the next video.